Thinking of the news, God speaks through it. Wisdom speaks to us in strange ways. Here's something to consider. You might remember where the high priest, unaware to him, said something that without a doubt came from the Lord. Here's that statement. If we let him, Jesus, leave him alone, all men will believe on him, and the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation. And one of them, named Caiaphas, being the high priest that year, said unto them, You know nothing at all, nor consider it expedient for us that one man should die for the people, and that the whole nation perish not. And this spake he not of himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Jesus would die for that nation, and not for that nation only, but that also he should gather together in one the children of God that were scattered abroad. Matthew 11:48-52. I've had individuals judge me for watching various alternative news programs, many of which are on YouTube. Then they would say, You keep saying that we should consider the source of the information that we get, whether it's from God or not. How can you say that so-and-so, say like guys like Alex Jones, is getting his or her information from God? Well, to answer that I ask, what was the source of Caiaphas' words he spake in Matthew 11:48-52? Some will say that it was from the devil. It's the fact being that he planned to kill Jesus. I would beg to differ. He plainly said, And this he spake not of himself. The question would be, if he didn't speak this of himself, then what was his source? No. What he said was the truth. Jesus would not only die for that nation, but also should gather together in one the children of God that were scattered abroad. Note, the Jews were not scattered at that time. This came later, as Jesus prophesied in 70 AD by the Romans. So those scattered abroad is referring to those in their day and our day that would come to new birth through what Jesus' death would accomplish. It's called Cold Assembly, the church. So the truth that this high priest who instigated the death of Jesus, turning Rome against him, without a doubt came from God himself and not the mind of Caiaphas. So in this light, we know that Caiaphas had no idea what he was saying that day was a truth from God. No more than any individual in mainstream media or alternative media would have a clue that God at any given moment might be speaking through them. That is what I look for in the news. Not the speaker, but for a word from God to these unaware, like Caiaphas. So, don't let anyone stop you from looking for this. See this in light of Proverbs chapter 1. Note the underlying points. Ask when, where, and how did the Spirit of wisdom speak, and by whom? Remember how wisdom spoke through the movie The Matrix? I got a whole thing on that on YouTube here. Wisdom cries without, she utters her voice in the street, she cries to the chief place of concourse. In the openings of the gate, in the city she utters her words, saying, How long, you simple ones, will you love simplicity? And the scoffers delight in their scoffing, fools hate knowledge. Turn you at my reproof, behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you, I will make known my words unto you. Because I've called, and you refused, I've stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. But you said not all my counsel, and with none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity, I will mock you when your fear comes. When your fear comes as desolation, your destruction comes as a whirlwind. When stress and anguish come upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For they hated knowledge, and did not choose the fear of the Lord. They would none of my counsel, despise all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple slight them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whosoever hearken unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fear of evil. So, in conclusion, it's time to stop eating the popcorn and focus on a movie. Got it? God bless you.